Hi, I'm Don Close. Is that up there? Yep. That's really not so nice. No. I'm standing here because I love Pete Galde. Pete, I'm prone to emotion, but not today. Pete is my brother, and Pete baptized me. Later in life, I don't know, just never did it, and finally realized I need to be sort of obedient in terms of making some public statement, and so we decided to do that out there at Campus by the Sea. So that's what that picture is about. The other fellow's name is Ed Becker, who used to live here. Pete and I taught together. I used to make up excuses to get with Pete. He, for some of the time, taught in the room next to me, and I'd make excuses I'd go in to talk with him because he's so darn creative and so enthusiastic. Pete, I was thinking about this in my class, what do you think? And pretty soon I'd have 6 or 7 weeks lined up, some pretty neat ideas. Yeah, or I'd just call him on the phone to talk, and we'd talk, and we'd have these whatever deep kinds of conversations, and it was just great. Or we were kind of partners in young life, and not kinda, for sure. And I would call him, Pete, I had this idea. What do you think about this? And we would brainstorm about young life. And I've been thinking about that. Why? Why did I search out so much time with Pete? And I realized that whenever I would spend time with Pete, almost every single time I'd come away, I would feel safe, important, and valued. It summarizes, kind of goes from now to okay to future. And it was amazing. In my mind, Pete is a saint. On the other hand, I know Pete really well. And he, like you and me, is a flawed saint. And he could give you the list of my flaws, and I could give you some of the list of his, but I don't care about that. When I get finished spending time with Pete, I was safe, important, and valued. And I know one of his favorite stories is Jesus on the way, big crowd, he's walking along, and this woman who's had a tremendous physical difficulty reaches out, touches his garment. I don't know if he spun or turned casually. I doubt if he was casual. Who touched me? She says, it was me. Well, tell me about it. And she told him his whole story. There's a lot of people waiting. Jesus was not in a hurry. He really focused. And that's the way Pete is, just like what you just mentioned. I mean, he focuses. When I spent time with Pete, I was focused on. And my hunch is that a lot of you know just what I'm saying. Okay, another example. Young life, how he cared and his kind of attitude. Pete bought a house up on Mattis, and for a while there, we only lived within about 6 houses of each other, so it was great, up and back. He remodeled that house so that we could have a Young Life Club there. And we did for a number of years, every whatever night it was, probably Wednesday. And we trashed it. Not on purpose, it just happened. You get a bunch of active teenagers in there doing these weird things. They had to replace a lot of stuff. He didn't buy cars, he bought vans. Why? So leaders and kids could go to these places and have the experience of either being there, but mostly being together. Pete really understood the need for high school kids to have quality, ongoing relationship with adults. What's Pete's attitude toward all this? Because we trashed his vans too. Not on purpose, but it did happen. He didn't care. Pete is not a materialist. Pete just, well, you can't see it there, but you can see it earlier, the sparkle in his eye. And Pete, I don't care. If that's a vehicle so kids can hear about Jesus, boy, that doesn't matter at all. And that's how he lived his life in lots and lots of ways. There was another aspect, too, that was really fun. We'd show up at club, at the leaders, and we'll walk in and realize, oh, my gosh, we don't have all the nuts and bolts in place. We need stuff. But there was this greeter there, this cute, cheerful, lively greeter, happened to be named Kathy. And she would say, Donnie, how are you doing? You got everything? What do you need? Anything? You need anything? Well, yeah, we don't have this or this. I'm not sure what we'll do. Oh, I can take care of that. Time after time. She not only set this positive tone, but she rescued us. So we'd have these details that we just didn't get done for whatever reason. And so, that happened often. And the thought of Young Life at their home is totally incomplete without the joyful faith of Kathy.